Those who have watched this channel for a while know that I'm a huge Roku fan. I have been pretty much since the beginning. But there is one thing that they must do. They must do this if they want to stay relevant in the streaming marketplace going forward. It's something that other platforms do really well, but Roku just hasn't gotten on board yet. Now, we're going to talk about what that is, but if I don't do the channel identification right now, then I'm afraid this won't be a real video, so let's do that first. Okay, now that that's out of the way, let's talk about what that one thing is that Roku must do. Now, I hope you'll forgive me because I am going to back up before I get there and give you a little bit of background. I'm not trying to be a tease, but I feel like the background is important, okay? Now, when Roku came out several years ago with their first devices, they were kind of the only kids on the block. They were the only game in town. So they came up with a platform that was really, really simple. They wanted a way to allow people to access things like Netflix, things like Hulu at the time. You know, these streaming apps, they needed a streaming platform for you to be able to access them easily on your TV. So Roku filled that void, and they did it geniusly by giving you a very, very simple interface. Okay, so you go to the home page of any Roku device, it looks the same now as it did back in 2014, 2015. That is the tiled layout with all of those apps present. So whether it's Netflix or PBS Kids or Prime Video, whatever it is, you know, whatever your streaming apps are, they're laid out very simply, very neatly in that tile format. This was perfect, especially back in the day when streaming was brand new, or at least cord cutting was brand new, because it gave people who had been using cable for a long time and were nervous about learning a new system, it gave them a very, very simple way to do that. But then along came some more platforms, things like Fire TV, things like Android TV, Apple TV. Now we have Google TV entering the fray within the last year or so. And the thing that they all do better, or I should say at all, the thing that they do at all that Roku doesn't do is recommendations. The trade-off with the simplicity of Roku's interface is that it doesn't provide any content recommendations. So when you log into your Roku, you're presented with that tile layout, and if you know where you want to go, it's great. It's really simple to make your way to where you want to go, whether that's Netflix or Apple TV Plus or what have you. But there's that thing that we're all familiar with. Let's say you know you want to go into Netflix, you're just not sure what you want to watch. So you go into Netflix, you scroll around for 5 minutes, and you don't quite find what you're looking for. So you back out and you think, oh, maybe I'll go to Hulu, or maybe I'll go to Prime Video and see if I can find what I want to watch. So you're going into all these different apps, hoping that you can find something that you will want to watch. But that's a pretty laborious way to go about it, right? You're going into the apps, you're searching around, you're not finding anything, then you gotta back out, go to the home screen, go to another app, search through that one, probably back out again until you find something that you know you're going to enjoy. Well, the recommendations system on these other platforms kind of takes that whole thing and makes it, if not easier to decide, at least a lot more compact. So you're not having to go to so many different places to find something to watch. Now, they all do this, but probably the best one right now is Google TV. They do the best job, I think, of pulling in content from many, many different sources and putting them all on the home page and analyzing your viewing patterns so that they can recommend good stuff for you. Like I said, the other ones do this to a certain extent, but I think Google TV does it the best. Anyway, Roku needs to implement a recommendation algorithm if they want to stay relevant in the current marketplace, in my opinion. But the good news is Roku can have their cake and eat it too. The thing is, they can keep their homepage with the really simple, neat, tiled layout for those who either still appreciate that, or maybe for those who still haven't cut the cord and would be nervous about going to a more complex interface like you would get on some of those other devices. So yeah, keep the home screen. What I'm asking for is on the left side of that screen where it says home, you've got settings, you've got search, all those things on the left side, just add one more menu option, and that is recommendations. When you go there, you would get served up a screen similar to what you would see on those other devices, where it's pulling in content recommendations from all over your different apps and displaying them there in one place for you to scroll through and choose something to watch. Now, Roku just rolled out Roku OS 10.5, and they had some great improvements there, but obviously when it's a 10.5, that's going to be more of an iteration rather than a renovation, right? So when Roku OS 11 comes around, I sincerely hope that they will implement something like this. And I also know that some of you Roku folks are watching. So yes, we all want this. In fact, go check the comments where all the rest of us will be commenting on how much we want a recommendation algorithm in that menu option on Roku. So yeah, for the rest of you, please go down there, comment, let me know if you think I'm right. I guess you can let me know if you think I'm wrong too, but either way, on your way down there, go ahead and give this video a like. If a bunch of you like this video, then it'll get served up to more people and get more attention. That's what I want for this, because I really, really want this particular feature to show up on Roku OS 11. All right, everybody, so go, comment, like, subscribe, all the things. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I will see you next time.